Hello students, welcome again in our video lesson. In the last video lesson we have seen the two important uses of atmosphere, that is photosynthesis, respiration, and one more, that is burning and combustion. And we have also discussed the activity that shows that carbon dioxide is produced on burning of wax. So in today's video lesson we will see the another essential importance of use, that is the nutrients that is present in the atmosphere. The most of the important nutrients present in the atmosphere is the nitrogen. So all of you know that nitrogen is one of the major component of the atmosphere. So we will see nitrogen here, uses of nitrogen. As all of you know, 78% of atmosphere is nitrogen. This is all of you know. So how this nitrogen is essential for us? This nitrogen is also called as building block of protein. It is also called as, first use is building block of protein. It is called building block of protein. Okay. So very important, building block of proteins. So all the proteins that present in our body is consist of nitrogen. Is also present in enzymes, okay, and other cellular constituents, which is essential for all the forms of life. It is very important, this nitrogen. Protein make up our skin. How protein is helpful? That is, it makes up the skin and hair and help in carrying out various processes in our body, such as digestion of food, growth, and repair our worn out tissues. The details of this you have already studied in biology, or if you have not studied, then you will study in your further classes. Okay. So what I said, protein helps to build up our skin, our hairs. It helps in our growth. It helps to repair our worn out tissues. Okay. Plant also need nitrogen for their growth. Nitrogen is important constituent of chlorophyll also. It is also important as a chlorophyll because chlorophyll is made up of chloroplast that contains protein in them. So we can say that nitrogen is very important for both plants and animals. But the air that contain nitrogen, we the plants, we the animals and plants cannot take atmospheric nitrogen directly for our uses. So how this nitrogen is available to us for our uses? This atmospheric nitrogen first converted into soluble nitrates, some soluble nitrates, compounds of nitrogen, that is with the help of some blue green algae, certain contains type of bacteria live in the soil by the process of nitrogen fixation. So it is a very important thing, that is nitrogen fixation. It's a very important term, nitrogen fixation. So what is it? It is the nitrogen that atmospheric nitrogen is converted by some bacteria to compounds of compounds of nitrogen. These compounds of nitrogen are used by plants and animals. So this is way the soluble nitrogen compounds are then taken by plants and other organisms. So from plants that they use this nitrogen for their use, that is again when eaten by animals is transferred to the animal body. Okay, and in this way from plants we are getting nitrogen. So how this nitrogen compound, suppose if I say give one example of this nitrogen fixation by important bacteria, that is called Rhizobium bacteria present. That bacteria converts you should remember Rhizobium bacteria. It converts atmospheric nitrogen into compounds of nitrogen and fixes to the soil, and from soil plants absorb that. But in some plants they have nodules in their roots. Suppose the leguminous plants, you will study this in details in class 7. Again you will have this air and atmosphere chapter there. In that you will study that how this nitrogen is converted into compounds of soluble nitrates by these bacteria, Rhizobium, which lives in the nodules of the leguminous plants. They have capability to absorb atmospheric nitrogen and convert into compounds of nitrogen, which are used by the plants for their uses, and in return plant provide these bacteria food by the process of photosynthesis. So they live together, they share their things together. Rhizobium depends on plant for their food, whereas plants depend on this bacteria for the nitrogen. So this is a special type of relationship between them is created, that is called symbiotic relationship. It is called symbiotic relationship. Please remember this word, symbiotic relationship. By this process, some other organisms are also there, like earthworm. They also can have use directly the atmospheric nitrogen, and from the excretory products they release to the soil is contain nitrogen, which combines with the soil, which increase the fertility of the soil. From the soil, plants absorb, the crops absorb that nitrogen. Okay, that's why earthworms are also called farmers' friend. Okay, so because they can increase the fertility of the soil by absorbing atmospheric nitrogen and convert into soluble compounds of nitrogen and mix to the soil. So in this way, nitrogen is very important for us. Okay. Another is nitrogen also controls the burning. Nitrogen controls the burning. Nitrogen itself, it does not burn. Neither itself it burns, not it supports the combustion. Okay, rather it helps to control the burning. If there is no nitrogen in the atmosphere, the presence of oxygen, at a time all the things will catch fire and burns. Nothing will left unburned. Okay, so nitrogen is another. This is also one of the use of atmospheric nitrogen. So so in this way, what we see, nitrogen has very important uses for us. So other organisms obtain nitrogen from the consume the plants. So we are getting nitrogen from the plants, not from the atmosphere. And plants take that nitrogen from the soil, and from soil where it comes by the bacteria or some microorganisms which converts atmospheric nitrogen into compounds of nitrogen and mix it to the soil. What I said, blue-green algae. So you have studied in this about blue-green algae in water pollution also. So when percentage of nitrogen increases in the water bodies. The blue-green algae number of blue-green algae increases the percentage of nitrogen. That is very important. That is eutrophication. So it is sometimes good and bad also. So eutrophication is not good because it causes water pollution. Okay, and other way is it also helps to convert atmospheric nitrogen and mix to compounds of nitrogen and mixes with the soil. So these are the important uses of atmosphere. The next video lesson we will see the air pollution, how air pollution is causes, what are the sources of air pollution, how air pollution affects us, and how can we control the air pollution. It's a very important topic. We have learned about water pollution. Now in this chapter we will learn about air pollution. So hope you have already all of you have understood the important uses of atmosphere. So in the next lesson, video lesson, we will see air pollution. Thank you very much. See you again.